okay,
Yo,
before we get into the shit we're going to talk about, like, I have this little mini computer in my hand that I'm using to watch me be on the internet with you, who's on the other side of the fucking state. And it's like, this is fucking amazing, dude.
no, not even, no funny shit. That's so crazy that you mentioned that because I was gonna talk about that today with this fucking game. Hold on, hold this thought. I just need to put this on the charger. No, I be having these thoughts a lot. Like, I'll look at my cell phone and I'll be playing Call of Duty, and I said, "Yo, I can't believe I made it to Grandmaster 3 today." And then I think to myself, like, "Yo, I'm really connected with like millions of people playing a game almost seamlessly, and there's no wires. There's no logistical, physical thing I can see that connects me with other players. But I know how it kind of works, and it's crazy that it works the way that it does."
Yeah.
No, I absolutely get that. Yo, this whole computer, the wire connects this to send that over there, and then it's really just all like tiny plastic and metal all fused together in a certain way that creates signal. Like, yeah, no, this shit, technology, technology crazy. Technology is fucking crazy.
And, like, because neither of us is using the camera in Discord, I just went on Twitch and I grabbed your stream image and I threw it up in a window capture. So I got your stream overlaid over this shit.
Oh my god, did you want me to go in? I could go in.
No, it's cool because I got you
Okay.
though.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There's a little bit of a delay because of the Discord back and forth thing, but they can see you.
Gang, 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 gang.
So, um, you are a creator both digitally and I mean, I'm going to assume basically that our audiences are overlapping and all that. But if you want to introduce yourself and tell the people where to find you and all that, you can do that. Now that you're eating, because you thought I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, The Paradigm Shift. Why the hell do they call me that? Come find out at twitch.tv/the_paradigm_shift. I tell Twitch to give me back my username. I hate the underscores. I am a variety politics streamer that does everything and anything that I feel is what I want to do on the day. And my goal is to eventually become big enough on this social media shit that I can start changing the discourse around some of the social issues that we've been ignoring in our lifetimes. But if you just like short, hot takes, go find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Marquise Paradigm. I upload on YouTube every day at The Paradigm Shift. Go find me there as well if you're into those type of things. I'm on the TikToks. I'm on the top ticks. I make funny shit. Come check me out. Should I have mentioned that I'm a photographer and videographer?
There's that, and you create music. I don't know. Do we want to go into Discord because the delay could throw people off? It's up to you.
I'm fine. I'm okay with that.
All right. One
What?
more technical thing, chat, while we.
Open something I wasn't supposed to open. You guys aren't supposed to see that. That's a little season 4 banger.
Oh, season
Mm,
four.
little season 4 in there.
No.
To hack and sack,
I should do you the
I'll be
same
there
respect,
for
right?
you.
Hopefully, this doesn't crash my shit. And No, I think we're gonna be good. Now I'm just gonna switch this to virtual camera, and then we got the weird layer shit.
And if you ever get back to acting sack, I'll be here for you. Yeah, that works.
Is this good or
This
is
works for me.
all right? Cool. Yeah, because like I know a bunch of shit about a bunch of shit and nothing about other shit, and I just kind of muddle my way through. Kind of neat looking. I love recursion. Um, Speaking of, like AI is real good at recursion. As a creator, how do you feel about the way that AI is going?
Oh, that's a loaded question that's going to piss off people on the right and left sides of the political aisle. How
Mm-hmm.
could this be political paradigm? Because everything's political. Because I keep forgetting about this person and that person. And you didn't tailor your experience and your statement specifically to my life. So I'm going to make it my life's mission to make it about me. Um, I'm on two. This is why I say, yo, poor people always know how to put this in words. I'm on both sides of the fence with this one. Because at one point I could say that this invention or this rapid development in commercially available AI, because we gotta always remember that AI has always been a part of our lives for like as far as a period of sales analytics go, if we want to go that far. Um this wave of commercialized stuff is no different than the generators that we had back then that would compile random images together. It's no different than any word generator you use. Everything's generating something. And the way we're taking this is like it's gonna replace artists and shit, when in fact, like, I think that that's more of you saying that you no, I'm jumping ahead to the second point. Sorry, let me not do that. We could all say that this shit just is, another thing they're gonna sell you that won't really matter in the end game. And the way we're freaking out about it makes everyone consider artists to be hyperly insecure, and that shows a bigger wound on the American populace than we actually realize, but that's another point for another day. And maybe we should just take this in stride, just like all these other, VTuber apps, or the Nvidia Shadow Play shit, or the snap camera, Snapchat lenses and shit. You wouldn't want somebody making a video that you used your Snapchat lens and getting $200,000 based on off of advertisements off of that, right? You'd feel slighted, right? This is that argument, but like we don't really have that argument with Snapchat, so why are we having it with this one? Or I could also say that this AI development like trend that we're heading towards is a momentous piece of class warfare between poor people, because the problem is not that AI, oh, you're not supporting your friends with your art, you're not supporting your fellow creator with your art. That's not the problem. People are not listening. The problem with it, and this is what I could also say, is that it gives people incentive to use that as an original piece that they will then sell. It is a class warfare issue, because you're saying, well, why the fuck do I need somebody to draw something for me? Why would I hire somebody at a rate of $150 an hour to do a sketch for me? Like, I could just AI do this, take some of the elements from it, because some of these are PSD ready. You can take an element from there and immediately, oh, I'm gonna sell it for $100,000 because it's fine art. I change a couple elements around. Now it's really original, fine art. I win. Game over. The insecurity is now the rich people are gonna see that and make something of it. The popularization of it is giving rise to, Yeah, why the fuck do we need somebody to film a music video for us? We could just sit in front and record, put our camera in a bunch of different places and then have an AI edit it for us. $500 an hour? This shit spit it out in 30 minutes. I could get head while I'm doing that. Can I get head while you filming me? I don't think so. I feel it depends on what you're into. But the feeling remains the same on this side of the fence. You're fucking me
Right.
by doing this and making it popular. I feel like intrinsically everybody's circling around one big issue. You know as well as I do that all of us need universal basic income, or at least some jump start forward to be able to afford shit that we need. You know that's where this conversation is headed, because you understand that all types and forms of arts are no longer being gatekept around the people who really want to spend their time with the pen and pencil. Sorry, let me go in this direction. I'm talking to somebody that quite literally does this shit. Whether they do it for money or whether they do it for their own peace of mind. An app that generates the same thing by like taking a robot and spraying a bunch of materials down on a thing and it gets eerily close to what that person does. Okay, if we make one of those machines, how long does it take before we realize, hey, I could really charge somebody like $400,000 to use this AI? Oh, but I stole it from that guy. I stole it from him, though. They are not gonna know. The problem is that you're starting to realize that we're in an age where shit is fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's being remembered. They're taking your shows off HBO. You're getting pissed about it. They're throwing 8 shows at you at once. How am I supposed to enjoy something? How am I supposed to binge watch the thing? How am I supposed to live? Help me figure out how I'm supposed to remember. Not even to be a dick about it, but I literally wrote a whole poem about this. A whole poem about those neon skies that fucking glow that you know you're afraid of, that tells you you're in a dystopian world where everything looks alike, feels similar, the whole chaos, the whole thing. And all you have to do is show corporations. I'd be willing to if it was cheap enough. This could be the other side of the argument. But we're all in this dynamic twist of, oh, wait, there are real people behind screens.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have this discourse. It's not going to matter, guys. It's $7. It's $6. It's $5. Who was going to do what I was doing for $5, for $6, for $7? Yeah. Yeah. So maybe certain artists should start using AI to pump out pieces for people, and they can charge $7 a picture, pump out 1,000 a day. All will be different, most likely. All will be different, most likely.
And that's like the joke has been, because everyone in your chat, everyone in my chat, we're all reasonably to the left when it comes to our economic theories. So like we look at it and okay, no, your problem is capitalism. Like we jump all the way to the end of the story on that one. And it's it's like it's whether or not we, the meatbags, can learn fast enough to change the way that we're doing things. Because Alina brought up just a minute ago about how, um, that the billionaires of today are going to try to figure out how they can continue to wield that power into the future. There's going to become a point where we are incapable of consuming because we don't have the resources to give them in exchange for the goods. So at that point, like Amazon, Jeff Bezos is selling you the Amazon socks, but now you can't afford the Amazon socks. So then Amazon can't make and sell and distribute socks. So what happens to the power of the billionaire under that scenario? Like, if automation is doing all the things, then where is the power that exists for the billionaire? Because if you don't distribute the resources in some fashion, then then nothing moves. You know what I mean? You're just creating things to create them that then go nowhere.
And isn't that considered the fall of Rome?
Well, I mean, like we aren't we headed to that point, and like I'm not going to say that billionaires are smarter than us, but like some of them are fairly smart dudes, and we're just two dudes on the internet, so they have to be looking at this, right? Like they have to be aware that such a thing exists for their future. Unless maybe this is where it all begins, and like
That's how
paradigm
the
Globus
Enlightenment era.
2024, right?
That's how the Enlightenment era started, right? It was just a bunch of dudes talking to a bunch of sellers, getting drunk, and they were like, "Wait a minute, this doesn't have to be this way at all."
Right.
Like, guys, wait, I think I've got something. Hold on. First, we free the slaves. What? Yo, you crazy, bro. Then we expand westward. No! What are you talking about, bro? Oh, he's off the goop. I told him fucking around with that girl Tammy was gonna get you some type of brain damage, bro. And then, yo, I got this brilliant fucking idea, right? So you know how well, we're crossing the streams of the joke here, but you know how in Texas there's shit that we can't get to Oregon? What if we like made a line where just like something could roll on that line and we could just get shit from there to there instead of walking, bro, because that walking shit get tiring. Yo, what are you talking about? Who would build that? We don't got enough money in the country for that. We're too poor. That's the thing, bro. Money isn't real. We could just make it up and give it to people to do that shit. Bro, then but then wouldn't we also need money in order to delegate where we gonna do that? Yeah. All of us could team up, bro. We could have like a team up thing, and the team up could have the money, and we could get that because it's a good idea. Ain't nobody thinking about this right now. From the government, we just tell them, yo, the money fake. Give it to us. We can get that shit done. I know mad dudes that'll do it. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, like, but all the way dragged back to the point of the conversation. In these times, I always fear that the ceiling for progression was always going to be VR/AR, augmented reality for those who do not know. We got a little taste of that in 2016, and we've kind of tried to stay away from it for the most part until this point with the metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think people need to understand that if there are markets for this type of thing, we need to examine why there are markets for this type of thing. Why don't people want to live in the real world? There's a whole movie called Inception, but there's so many movies about this, guys. Like, and that's the thing. It's like the sci-fi dystopia, all that commentary, and it's like all it took was us not understanding money wasn't real to let a group of people just get away with our fantasies. Like, when I say we should make better people famous, I really think there are billionaires. There could be, instead of what we have as billionaires, there are people who did come up with great ideas. There are people who did revolutionize the way we type on our phones, the LED wire, this, that, and the other. They bought everything that they wanted for themselves, and then they just said, "All right, I'm just gonna put this money back into the pockets of the people who made me this rich in the first place." Then somebody else comes up with an idea. We flood that dude. Does the same thing. Why is it that we respect money as power? There's a point where you physically do not have enough time in your life to spend that much money. How many things out here cost $1 billion? Like, I really want y'all to ask that question. What do you think you could spend on within a day? How much money do you think you could spend in a day? Because remember, if you're buying a $45 million mansion, that takes a couple days. You don't just, you don't just, you don't just, I got the cash.
Right. You got contracts and shit.
Just like, yeah, like people need to be made aware. You can't just, oh, how much is your building? I would sell this building for about $36 million. Stay right the fuck there. Like, that's not how this shit works. And I know I'm telling you on Twitch of all places, stop thinking about the world like this, but I done watch people take their own lives over these thoughts, bro. I done lost too many people to the stress of the government not giving a fuck, no adequate mental health resources, seeing the end of times. I promise you, I promise you. This conversation could be different if you just make it different. I know that's boring. I know drama's barely popping off. I know how you gonna have disagreements. Where's the excitement? Where's the blood sport? But look at this. We talking about the need for us to just live the way we want to live, and for not what 90% of America, that's like not possible. How many people are really living their lives because living their lives and doing what they want to do? Look at me right now. I've told you multiple times, multiple places, multiple instances. I need money if I'm going to survive. I'm crowdfunding by streaming.
Mm.
One good shit. If I say the most racist shit right now, yeah, I didn't get you the money, but then nobody like you. Who cares? I did it for the money. So then what am I sitting here preaching to you for?
Right.
I gotta
Like,
care about it, right? Like
if I
I must.
sacrifice myself to get to the platform, then what do I actually need the platform for, right? I could just sacrifice myself right now and be done with it. So,
That's up to y'all to decide.
yeah, like because right now you got two dudes on Twitch and we're having like a regular ass conversation. We're not arguing over stupid shit. We're talking about real shit that exists and is going to affect our future. And like, do we got some viewers? Yeah. Like, am I happy with my viewers? Absolutely, because you and I feel the same way about community and everything else like that. But we know that certain other people have 50 people sitting in front of them talking about some bullshit as opposed to talking about something that matters. Is is the drama indicative of that emotional malaise, like that we want somebody to get beat up, like the injustices of the world are such that as long as somebody's taking an ass whooping, we actually don't really care who it is as a
That's correct.
society. Does that sound
That's
right?
correct. That's correct. That's correct on a macro level. That's correct on a micro level. Y'all,
Like we're solving shit right here, and nobody's
y'all,
gonna listen to us.
right? Like, y'all, I'm telling you, you want, like, and this goes into what I was going to talk about afterwards. Like, these conversations, these conversations, these conversations are the conversations that you got to have with yourself in the middle of the night when you wake up and you realize, oh shit, there is a void. Like we're talking 3 a.m. void conversations. These are the thoughts you're gonna end up having. And my question to you is, what in your life has prepared you to even closely answer? What happens if we get rid of art?
Like
What
human created art or um
art in general? Like to respond to like the biggest sense of application. When people say drama, it used to be a good thing to have dramatic plays on stage. The
mhm.
stories you used to be able to tell. The social commentary is now we're all kind of privileged because we're all kind of here. So whatever you're complaining about must not be something that you really care about because you're here doing it instead of doing it in the real world. And like I know that. I know that. I know that. But like all of it is perpetuated on things that make you money. All of it is perpetuated on how much hate you can give. All of it is perpetuated on there needs to be antagonism or else my life is going way too smoothly because I'm used to always screaming at somebody. I'm used to always seeing somebody saying something wrong. I like the idea. I like the idea of that being constant. I like the idea of that being strong willed. I like the idea of that being the way I dictate my relationships, the way I dictate my feelings towards the other. Like to me, it just always reminds me that there is no saving the savior. There is no saving the like there is no reconnecting people. People feel threatened at every door. Like there is no I could let it go in 5 minutes. There is no this shouldn't be what our focus is on. I'll give it the time it needs, but after that I'm done. There's this longing to always be at odds because that's the only time that we come up with shit off the top of our heads because AI will do the shit for us.
Mhm.
Like I don't need to write term papers anymore. Like I don't express my opinion in a collegiate format anymore. I'm not in a room full of 30 other people my age who could like pick on me or bully me. This is my I'm an adult now. That shit doesn't exist anymore. I'm a real man. I'm a real woman. And I believe there are two genders. And I believe this. And it's because I believe it. And everybody keeps telling me I'm wrong. But they can't ever tell me why I'm wrong. They can't ever tell me what's wrong. They can't ever tell me how, like, they always try to tell me how I'm supposed to feel, but I don't feel that way. And every time I try to express that to them, they just call me a racist or a bigot or some other mean derogatory term that they've come up with that makes them suck. I know. That's all them fucking leftists are about. That's why they hate people. And that's why I had no choice but to, because they were just going to keep pushing me and pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. And it's like, for me to get to there all the way from AI filling a void is a question that I will gladly answer to you and how I managed to do that. It's the pathway of what you generate to create a thought. People don't have the time to create thoughts. They want to listen to other people who have the time to create the thoughts. Why do you think podcasts are so popular at a time where, in theory, radio is dead? Like, you see what like, you're not doing anything new. These are just cycles that we go through. Except the pandemic revealed to y'all that a lot of the cycles you go through don't actually add or benefit to your life. So now this conversation of AI came up because it's another thing that allows anybody to enter your field and force the prices to go lower because that's just what consumerism will do. And that is a valid criticism. I agree with that criticism. I am very nervous that somebody could emulate pictures of black people at a party that are probably done with better lighting and better form and then just fix the little errors. If they could be good enough to do that, they'll learn a special toolkit to fix AI. Somebody will create a special toolkit to sorry, damn it. Somebody will make a special toolkit just to fix the problems with AI and all of them things, and everything's gonna lead all the way there. But my thing is that for some strange reason, when everybody has access to it, yes, I'm fucking quoting The Incredibles. Shut the fuck up. When everybody has access to it, nobody gives a fuck about it. And that's usually when the phoenix is born. You can't recreate this dynamic. Yes, it's two people talking to each other. Yes, it's a podcast. Yes, it's whatever you want to call it. But it's not a machine. It's still human. The thing you like is created by people. You gonna listen to AI podcasts now? You say, of course not. I literally watch podcast episodes on YouTube. Okay, so you've proven my point. The human element always wins. Or have you not paid attention to that? Have you not been noticing the hints I've been dropping in each of the sentences I've been saying? Oh, what hints? Everything that you've ever liked has had a human component to it. You do not like things that are AI driven. You know why? Because the moment your friends started outcrying, you made it about money, which recognized the big problem. You internally knew that regardless of what they were talking about, you were skirting something because it was a barrier that had been knocked down for you, the person who is not an artist. And now the conversation is about what? How many humans should actually touch the element that makes them feel good? Oh, you weren't getting that message? Okay. When the Atari first came out, why was the most popular game Pong? Do you know? I happen to know because I did some dumbass research back when Funko was a thing. Because the people could finally play as themselves on the big screen. Every game that started coming out afterwards was all about the player in control. You wouldn't play a game that plays itself for you, right? That would just be a movie. But you go to the movie. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, yes, AI as itself is a core AI photos or whatever, or painting creations is a small bit of a problem, but it's the same issue with deepfake. At the end of the day, the most popular, the most money-making things right now are still human element things. That's it. That's it. Like, that's the answer. It sucks that we got to look at it like that, but that's what's really the real world. Like, and you're all recognizing, oh shit, humans do all this shit. Remember, we were like, thank you, our essential workers. Thank you, essential workers, for keeping the nation going. Now everybody gonna go back to work? I thought only as what? Why don't we have a matter of fact? Why don't we have a place just for essential workers? Why don't we do it like jury duty? Everybody makes bread. Everybody gets to live their way. If they want to work, they can work. If they don't, they getting paid regardless. And every 6 months, we transfer skills over and train certain people to do certain jobs, and we just keep it a skeleton crew. The streets become cleaner. You can go outside and walk, but you don't gotta drive nowhere because you don't work. You go to park this time. Fill up your parks, fill up your neighborhoods. Then when you see how unwalkable your neighborhoods are, you're gonna ask for walkable neighborhoods. All of these thoughts could be derived quite simply from this conversation about AI because it's always about comfort level. The reason why there's a thing called not in my backyard is because of comfort level. The reason why they're picking on immigration is because of comfort level. The reason why they want you to think that they're grooming your kids is because of comfort level. The way to attack a person is to their comfort level. But the way to teach people love and empathy is to show them that even in their own contradictions, there's still more acceptance and love there than there is where they are right then and there. And this AI conversation is the first beginning step to us understanding who really is behind the account. That was a bar. Come on.
So let me flip the script a bit. Um, we understand that most people are broke ass, right? If an artist, because of capitalism, because of the material conditions, the artist is like, I need $50 for that, and you don't have the $50, you don't get to have the art.
Right.
So, does AI provide the opportunities for more people with less money to have access to more art? Given the value, like, we're assigning art to everything. We're not going to differentiate between, any different types of art at this point in time. We're just talking about some kind of art.
No.
No.
The reason why is because MS Paint exists and you can crack and pirate most of the software that you could use to also create that art. With the combined with the free tutorials, if you wanted to put in just a little bit more work, you could effectively do the same thing and or better than AI machines. You can build entire games in Unreal Engine 5.
Sure, but now I need to spend time in order to learn how to do those things, right?
Right, I was
And
gonna bring that up. It's
okay,
the idea of the time becoming the value. Um, if you wanted it done at the speed of an AI, that is more of a see, like that's what I mean. Like that's the way our society is built. Like
but
why you
not
should
even
pay the people for the time, right? Like
and I totally
mhm.
support. I'm an artist. Yeah, I support artists. I pay people for doing the art. But like, if you got a regular ass job working 40, 50 hours a week, you got kids, you got all the things, right? Now you have to take some of that time, the whatever time you have available to spend it with your family or whatever, and devote it to learning this skill, which you might not ever actually get good at. You might not have artistic talent, and eventually get to the point where you can recreate this thing, or in the same way that I am able to, instead of learning how to cook and making a meal, I can get something prepackaged that I can just eat and be happy. How can you tell people that they shouldn't just buy the prepackaged thing that they like and be happy?
I want to think on that one. I
Oh
want
yeah.
to think on that one. Normally, I'm speedy with the responses, but I want to give that one a good response. So I feel like that's fair. That's a good
No, that's
question.
what this week is all about, and going forward is just like, we're gonna ask all the goddamn questions.
And that's because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's really hard to find a way, but I know that we do that already. Because like the whole thing be like Hello Fresh, eat like better,
Mm-hmm.
the whole Amazon delivery thing, like why would you keep giving your money to Amazon, a $1 billion corporation, if you could just spend it at your local grocery stores? But like that would require the effort, and maybe I don't have the time. Like when I have two kids or whatever, which whole brings in a whole eugenics argument. Like if you don't got the time for people to take care of your kids, or you don't got the money to, so you can go out and go do that other thing, then maybe you shouldn't have kids. And it's like, oh, that's a slippery slope. But what I will say in the art realm, because I feel like trying to make multiple comparisons across needs gets into into a space I don't need to be in.
Mm-hmm.
is it absurd of me to say, is that argument as weird as saying people shouldn't buy video games, they should just make their own?
I mean, it could be like you do fundamental values. Do people deserve, as human beings, in the same way that we agree that they deserve housing, they deserve food, they deserve health care, do they deserve art? Or is art something that deserves to be gatekept behind money?
Depends on the quality of the fucking art
Does
because
it?
like people have gotten away with blank canvases. You feel
I
me? Just
mean, art is
like
subjective, right? Like,
right. Oh, that's such a tricky thing to answer straightforward. Cause it's like, yeah, people have gotten away with blank canvases. It's always the trend of whatever fine art says it is. And that community is automatically gate kept by money. Do you want the poors to feel the same way?
right? Like
And like,
artists,
what does that say like about art in general right now?
artists
Okay,
in
you know what?
general. Go ahead.
Actually, you know what I'll say? I there is an answer. Yes,
Okay.
art should be gate kept, but not the art that AI is making. Nobody would want an AI picture of their mother on their deathbed. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like,
Have you seen
oh my god, please don't tell me. Please don't
Arun?
fucking tell me,
No,
bro.
but like Arun has one of those pictures for his user picture, right? Like his PFP, like, and and I've seen other ones, and some of them are goddamn impressive, right? Like,
Right?
I know that I took pictures with my goddamn phone, ran it through the filters, made some artistic, adjustments to it, and like, I think that they look cool. They make me feel a certain kind of way. And like let's be let's be really real here. Do we want a real picture of our mother on the deathbed, or do we want an idealized picture of our mother on the deathbed? And who is like most capable of providing that picture? Like
The
we
person that spends all the time with them or the photographer you hired for 2 hours.
you are a photographer, so when you take a picture, like when you took the picture of that model, right? um it's not just about the picture. There is a moment that is captured within that, based on not only what's happening with the subject but also the backgrounds and the adjustments that you make afterwards, because when you are crafting that, you are attempting to make the viewer feel a certain kind of way. Given a sufficiently advanced AI that is capable of rendering the same picture on a technical level, is there a point at which you can go down far enough in it that the human is actually a thing? Like, you know what I mean?
So I would then say that no. I found it. I knew I wasn't done with that one. All right, I got one for you. Shakespeare. Shakespeare is gate kept, but is also free to everyone. Art is intrinsically like linked to everything against capitalism. The moment it's for profit, there are tiers to how it should be enjoyed. People cannot reasonably enjoy a $300,000 painting. However, a $69.99 game might be equal in like self value to that $300,000 painting. Since it's so subjective, it is at odds with being able to have any actual number placed on it. Therefore, would the people who are interested in using this AI art ever search for any other type of art. You got to be good at Mid-Journey. You can't just type in a bunch of like random stuff and get a good picture. And eventually, like these people who are making them are refining their skills. Everything's gonna have a tier of skill.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the AI art world, there's tiers of skill. Mid-Journey has a free trial, but then it's subscription based. This Lensa app or whatever it was, I believe, like you could get a few free pictures, but then it was like $7 or something. All these apps, all these subscriptions, all these free attempts at it, all the time that you'd have to spend on Photoshop. One way or another, you either got to work for the money to be able to afford the Lensa app, and I believe the federal minimum wage is still $7.25. So that's an hour of your time. Or you could spend that hour and learn something, and you may not be good at it, but you will at least be able to apply that hour of learning in different areas during different times. If you're on a long bus trip because of work, oh, I remembered how to Photoshop this. I could work on this. You could spend $7 to get it in 30 seconds and sleep the rest of the ride, but you might feel prouder about it because you spent the time to learn. All of it is subjective. There is no way to quantify this conversation. Therefore, yeah, UBI. Yeah, UBI. Yeah.
Spoiler
Because
alert, fuck
get
capitalism.
right, like get rid of the capitalism part. You don't want to get rid of the art part because this is the conversation we're having right now. So get rid of the other part. Get rid of the other part. Stop linking them. Art is its own world. Art is its own world. And you're going to have no choice but to like live within the live within the means you're given, and that means that this shit. Why don't the poor people get together and pretend it has more value? Get some poor people to do a Eric Andre. Start flooding submissions. Tell like youthful revolution. Tell these art schools, yo, when they tell you to make a painting, do it in AR. Do it in AI. Do it in AI. You ruin the system. Flood it with Disney pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Do the terrible thing.
My vision once this moment stops being the now and starts being history, right? And people can read about it, is that you will have, because however we feel about it, at this point the genie is out of the bottle. AI art is a thing. It is going to continue to be a thing. It will be the near future. What I see is AI art of a variety of things in the same way that people use the filters to alter their pictures, and then an artisanal art crafted by human beings, right? For people who have the means in order to afford that. Um, in the same way, like horses used to be everywhere, and there were blacksmiths and all that shit. Now horses are an artisanal kind of thing, and blacksmiths are an artisanal kind of thing. And the vast majority of us just go buy a knife at the store. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like art is going to end up in that same category because people who are not people who are old and started late, people who are not particularly artistically talented, they have access to tools that do a lot of the heavy lifting for them. And while you are correct in that you can spend an hour getting better at it, that's a complete difference from an artist who might spend 30 hours a week honing their craft for the next 10 years, right?
Right.
Is that a fair assessment? So,
Yes.
like, in some ways, I think it's going to increase the value of human created art, but by the same token, it's going to lower the number of artists. What do you think about that?
Lower the number of artists. because the field is so saturated and everybody knows where it's coming from that eventually people are just like, fuck it, I quit. While the people who were just doing it because fuck it start saying, well, I wasn't planning to stay here, so fuck it, I'm also going, and that leaves like only the super, super, super diehard.
Yeah,
That
people who are exceptionally talented, people who are exceptionally driven by something within themselves, and people who can find the edge cases where they can survive on it. Because the people who are creating art in order to get by, but they don't feel whatever the level of passion is required in order to continue on when times get tough, those people are going to go do something else, right? In order to
right,
survive under capitalism.
right. So is AI causing? Is it the Great Reset? No, no. The QAnons were right. No, money will burn. All of us will be subject to martial law, and then all we'll be able to do is write essays for Big Brother. Then they'll harvest our think brains and then tell us what to buy and tell us what to eat. And tell us what to think. It's George Orwell Redenbacher's 1946. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I'm done. It is history. We're living through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. History, living through history is fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah. Pain. Pain. And I think that, like, most of us, honestly, in the end game, I feel like most of us think, yo, why the fuck is shit like this?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the issue is
And
that most people are just like, yo, I see places in the world where it's not like this. Why the fuck can't we just do this? I thought that's what the internet was for, to make life better, not worse.
I feel, and this is like I've got that um, optimistic nihilism about the thing. Is the way that you get people to change their minds regarding things like socialism and all that good stuff is you have to make it personal, right? Like it doesn't work unless you can tailor your argument to their particular conditions. And things like AI replacing us doing these things, especially things that we hardcore um, consider only the purview of a thing with a soul, right? The human condition. It makes it more personal to a broader array of people, and it's going to push people to have to make those kind of decisions while at the same time gradually limiting the field of how we can generate the resources to buy the things that the creators of the things need us to buy in order to perpetuate this system. It's not going to just be a poor thing. It is across the board. Because if I no longer work at Pepsi, I can no longer afford to buy Pepsi. And therefore, Pepsi cannot sell that Pepsi to me. And so it's also Pepsi's problem. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. That's actually a good way of putting it.
Do you think that that is a reasonable assessment that AI has at least the potential to push all of us in a direction?
Yes, if it's kept free. Because we know that algorithms control social media, and that creates advertising revenue.
Mm-hmm.
If we if we have to take that route with everything, then I feel like it's gonna have like no choice but to push us in the direction where it's like, hey, The dogma. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Come on. They say to stare into a light. That help. Supposed to stare into the sun, but I figured this would be good enough. Okay, maybe not. Just made me blinder. Okay. If this is the direction that we were chose to, like, even while working there, people working in Starbucks noticing an hour's worth of work is the same price as a single drink. Yeah. Like, you either want this or you're gonna have to take care of the people you want to do it for you. Because at this point, $7 is an hour of your time.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we want as a society? If this is what we want, this is what we want. My whole thing is, I hope that whoever's at the helm, whatever team you got, don't be like, damn, but should we really be giving this to black people though? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see you at work tomorrow, Tim. Oh my God. That's a white supremacist if I ever saw one. Yes, yo. All right, tomorrow 9 a.m. sharp, we're going to bring back the story about Popeye's chickens. We're going to bring back the story about Popeye's chicken sandwich, make all them black people go back up. Because that shit was funny. Yo, they was killing themselves over that, yo. Yo, facts, yeah. Yeah, I hope you don't get somebody like that in charge. Because that would suck. How could you ever find out if that person was like that? Time will tell. Just like I believe our time is up.
Fair enough. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, my good sir. You got any lasting thoughts or questions for me? I'm good to answer.
No, like
that was a good ending.
This is the kind of shit that we can literally talk about forever because there's so many permutations and everything else. I appreciate you coming on and giving your unique perspective because I'm taking different tacks in different directions, and I want to make sure that everybody involved gets as fair a hearing as I can provide so that people can understand. Like, people see the issue in front of them, but they don't see the one.
Yo, I'm gonna just say this live, bro. Bro, I sent you a tweet. I meant to send that to somebody else. I swear to God, please, bro. I knew, that shit almost happened last night too, and I told her about it.
So
and
now
it just happened.
It up on stream? Is it?
No, please do not, bro. Bro, please. What the fuck? And I deleted it, but only deleted it for me. Yo, if y'all see him bring up a tweet, he's a fucking liar. He's a Weasley liar. He photoshopped. I swear to God, bro. Oh my God. What the fuck? Why did this account just say, if Elon Musk ran for president, would you vote for him? If you like crypto stocks and Elon Musk, feel free to give me a follow. I hate it here.
Crypto is a scam.
You know what else is a scam? These top of the hour ad breaks that we be giving you that you can I'm telling you, bro, nobody is safe. I'm gonna run around and I'm gonna have mad, when we get mad chatters, I'm gonna be like, yo, here's 5 communities. All at the same time, we're all gonna go, we're gonna follow them and do our thing, and we're just gonna wait there. And at the top of the hour, we're just all gonna say the same thing. And then we're just gonna keep popping up in different people's chats. They're gonna be like, yo, who is the person, who is the community sending this out? And it's the top of the ad break master. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. Thank you for having me. I'm the Paradigm Shift, and I will see y'all hopefully in the future. And obviously, I will see you around the bend.
Take care, my friend.
Take care.